What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, NBA Talk with Jay, my guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's living their life, man, and being happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why some people be like worried about like stuff that I'm saying and shit like that, even more than themselves, man. It shouldn't be like that, my guys. I always say a true man like really worries about themselves before anything else. Like they make sure their self is good before anybody else. You dig what I'm saying? But this is an NBA show. It's all about NBA picks. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hope everybody out there living a good life. All that good stuff, man. Let's get straight to it in this one. I'm not here to waste your fucking time. There's a ton of games on the board. So like I say, I'm not here to talk about anything else, man. I'm here to talk about these games. This is what I live for. They put the lines out, and I talk about the lines. Anything else, all the rest of this shit is for the birds, my guys. First game up. Let's go over to the street to Toronto in this one. Let me put my glasses on so y'all can't see where my eyes is. Raptors getting 12 and a half at the house versus the Lakers in this one. Tough game. Raptors lost 13 straight games. Gary Trent sitting this one out for rest. It is the first game of back-to-back, but they played the Timberwolves tomorrow, but like sitting out a game for rest is like crazy as hell at this point of the season for the Raptors in this one. Lakers obviously been smashing everybody. Been watching this team. They actually playing some really good basketball here. LeBron and AD questionable every single game. They do have a front end of a back-to-back. If I was LeBron, he could probably sit out this game, one of these games, knowing that the Raptors don't want to win and the Wizards don't want to win either. The Raptors definitely don't want to win, though. You see what I'm saying? So who knows? Him and AD could play, they could be out. I don't know, guys, to be perfectly honest with you here, man. So if you like the Lakers, don't let me talk you off. I mean, who knows? The last game they were up by like 18-20 the whole game and still only end up winning the game by 12. Like I say, this is a game where you see where the money is. If all the money's on the Lakers, you might potentially see, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'll give it to you straight. You might see some certain type of LeBron show up here, whether he plays or not. You could see a certain type of Lakers team show up here, man. So this Gabe Vincent came back for one game and he already out again. You see what I'm saying? But now I do got a game tomorrow versus the Wizards. I don't know what to do with this game, to be perfectly honest with you, man. But I know that RJ Barrett and Quickly are both coming back in this one. Both of them lost family members. The way I look at these games, they should come out with very heavy hearts today. You see what I'm saying? So I could see RJ Barrett and Quickly having some really good games in this particular game. That doesn't mean they're going to win or cover, but like specifically honing in on RJ Barrett and Quickly, I do think that these guys come out and play for their family members. Quickly lost his uncle, RP to him. He said it was like his dad, and shit, RJ Barrett lost his little brother. Like, that's tough. I've lost my big brother before. I couldn't even imagine, like, just losing a brother, period, man. It's super tough, especially when it's your only one. I don't know if it's his only one, but super tough, man. I expect both of these guys to come out here playing heavy. I know, and I did. I was just like, I was ready to kill anybody. You see what I'm saying? Like on the court, like just whatever it was competing, I was ready to just show them what the business is. You see what I'm saying? So I know the mindset of Barrett and Quickly, and some tells me, even though they hadn't been playing in a few games, some tells me they come out here to ball out for their family members here, guys. So that's why I'll be looking at some Quickly and RJ Barrett props in that one. Let's go over to the streets of Washington, D.C. in this one. Wizards getting 13 points at the house versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Hopefully that they don't do anything with Middleton sitting out, because the Bucks do have a home game tomorrow versus the Grizzlies, and obviously I can see where Middleton could possibly sit out this one and then rather play the home game. But I mean, the Bucks, they're trying to get ready for the playoffs. They're tired of BSing around. You see what I'm saying? I got a few notes on this game as well. I do like the Bucks to go over their team total in this one. Obviously, you want to wait to make sure Middleton's in there, because already without Dame, they definitely need Middleton. Just being perfectly honest with you here. But Giannis said himself, they got to start picking up the pace. They got to start running and gunning and get back to playing Bucks basketball. You see what I'm saying? They were playing way too stagnant. He said, we got to get out in transition and push the pace so our offense isn't stagnant. That's what Giannis said. Right after that, they go out there and put up 122 points versus the Atlanta Hawks. So I think there's some narratives to back the Bucks on their team total overs going forward, and just the full game overs as well. They're going to play a lot faster and get back to getting out in transition. That's where they played their best basketball. You see what I'm saying? They've averaged 130.6 points per game in their last 5 matchups versus the Wizards as well. And I'm pretty sure most of those were with Daniel Gafford out there as well. Now you got Marvin Bagley and, you know what I'm saying, starting at the center, or Rashard Holmes. I know that they got Anthony Gill and Vucevic. Man, all these guys got down there the same name, man. But he's a center that comes off the bench as well. But Still no really paint protection. Giannis could do whatever the hell he wants in this game, man. In my opinion here. So I could see plenty of second chance points for the Bucks in this one. I think their team total over is a really good spot in this particular game. My guys say he gonna sprinkle on Raptors money line, man. I will come back and give you some credit if I can't say the Raptors could afford to win at least one game, especially with the Grizzlies. Grizzlies have two games up on the Raptors now. So Raptors can win one more game this season and it won't affect them. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going to happen here for his Lakers, but George, if it does happen, I will come back and give you a shout out tomorrow for sure. And he say like Raptors in the first half. Y'all pay attention to the chat, man, because they be popping off in the chat. But Bucks team total over in this one should be the right side, and I couldn't talk you off laying the points as well. This game could get ugly. I know the Wizards have been playing feisty here lately, but no Kuzma in this one. I just feel like the Bucks are like finally starting to like be like we're not finna BS around. I know Lillard is out. It's probably gonna scare a lot of people away. I think the Bucks with their size, Bobby Portis, Giannis, Brook Lopez, big slow foot ass. They can do whatever they want in this game, in my opinion. They can win by 15. They can win by 25 if they wanted to. They could get this game over with quick. I think the Bucks might go out here and put up 130 points versus the Wizards team tonight, to be honest with you. So my best look in this game be Bucks over their team total, 120.5. And then I would even look towards the full game team total. Full game over 229 as well, my guys. Now, I didn't switch this line real quick, man. I did the night show last night, man. I was just saying, like, if you wanted the Sixers, you probably should take it last night. Now, I didn't know that Jalen Williams was going to be out, but it's not even that. Now, SGA is saying he's questionable as well. We don't know if he's going to play both of these games. It almost kind of seems like the Thunder are looking ahead to that huge game. I believe it's on TNT. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. So that means it's an ESPN game. They could be looking ahead to that Celtics game. That's a huge game. If the Thunder lost this game and beat the Celtics tomorrow, they would be perfectly fine. You see what I'm saying? I feel like the Sixers here plus a 2.5 is the right side in this one. Maxey went through shoot around. I don't see him sitting out this game. We know that they don't have Embiid. Now, there's a couple different ways to look at it because the Sixers have absolutely owned the Thunder, guys. They've owned them. They beat them earlier this year. Usually Joel Embiid plays in this game. Usually he plays versus the Thunder and he just smokes them. He smokes the Thunder. They don't have anything for him. They've won 7 of the last 8 matchups, 8 of the last 10. So on one end, it's kind of like to say, I kind of like to think, all right, the Thunder want to get a win over the Sixers. But when you got the Boston Celtics on day tomorrow, and it's on a national TV game, and you got SGA that's hampered by a quad injury, then you got no Jalen Williams. Remember, Jalen Williams is a really important player for the Thunder. I'm surprised. I feel like if it was just Williams out and SGA wasn't still questionable, they probably wouldn't even move the line like that much, like maybe a whole point. Like, people don't really understand how much Jalen Williams means to this team. Did you watch the Knicks game? My guy basically took over the game in the fourth quarter. I know SGA hit the game-winning shot, but Jalen Williams is like, he's like an unstoppable guy out there. Just wait till his brother get to the league, Cody Williams, my guy from Colorado. Like both, I don't know what their mom fed them or like what's in her breast milk, but them boys, they can ball. Both of them can ball. Like, they're an absolute bucket. They got size. These guys can shoot. They can get to the paint. They can play defense. I don't know what the boy was in their water, but the Williams brothers, both of them can ball, man. They can ball. But Jalen Williams will be out for this game. And they're just kind of showing me that they're kind of looking ahead to the game versus the Celtics tomorrow, man. So, but you need to see, obviously, if SGA plays, they will still give them a chance to win. These two teams kind of match up kind of evenly. I'm not going to lie here, to be perfectly honest with you here. The Sixers do have a little bit of advantage when it comes to Mo Bamba and Paul Reed coming off the bench. The Thunder don't have a backup center. They got Gordon Hayward running at the 4. You see what I'm saying? He's a small forward at best over there, man. They got him probably starting at the power forward in this one. They do got Jalen Williams coming off the bench. He played the other Jalen Williams, the light skin one that's not that good. You see what I'm saying? But I think SGA is like really, that's why he hadn't been going over his points total. I think my guy really is a little banged up over there, to be perfectly honest with you. He does not look right over there. He's not even going for the 30 points anymore. I'd be looking at the Sixers in this game. I think Sixers plus 2.5 is the right side here. But like I say, obviously if SGA's in, this line will go up. If he's out, you definitely, even if the Sixers went to like -3, if SGA's out in this one, I'd smash the Sixers in this game. It just goes to show you that they're really looking ahead to the Celtics tomorrow. And they could probably, like, we're going to see what the spread is tomorrow. They can mess around and beat the Celtics because the Celtics just kind of, they just don't care right now. They got the #1 seed locked up. Winning games right now just doesn't really, it doesn't matter to the Celtics right now. They're probably going to continue to sit Jaylen Brown out. I'll get to that shit on tonight's show, but I'd lean towards Sixers plus a 2.5 for this game. Let's go over to the streets of Miami in this one. Heat laying 2.5, 3 points at the house versus the Knicks. Knicks have already beaten them twice this year. They beat them in New York as well. So they hadn't beat them in Miami. For whatever reason, Miami, they actually play better on the road. Like, I don't know why, but the Heat are like the fourth worst team when it comes to laying points at the house. Let me see. So as a home favorite, the Miami Heat, let's see. So they're 13-14. They're not that bad. Let me just see. As home team, period. Let me see, because I got to look at the updated shit here. So the Heat, fourth worst team in the NBA as a home team against the spread, 14-22. But I can't say with them having double revenge, I'm not betting this game. But if I had to bet it, I'd probably take the home team here with the Heat with double revenge. I know that the Knicks are coming off back-to-back losses here, and they can ball. But when you got the Heat with double revenge, and they're trying to get ready for the playoffs as well, Jimmy Butler is somewhat like with the Knicks not having OG Anunoby, Jimmy Butler could probably go over his 19.5, 20 points in this one. He should probably score 20 points in this one. Look at Bam as well. Bam says he's going to continue to take threes. I should see what's real quick. What's Bam threes? What's his over in the 1.5? I wonder if they put it at 1.5. Yeah, let me just see real quick. Let's just see player three. I got the iPad with me. You see what I'm saying? They won't let me bet on some of these apps. So I gotta get a little hidden, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they ain't watching, but hopefully they ain't watching. Let's see, 1+3s. Let's see. I don't even see it right now. I don't even see Bam's threes up, man. If y'all see his threes, I know for a while they had it like over a half. They probably noticed, though. The books aren't stupid. But I know Cuz has started to I know he started to hit these threes. He said I took Bam last game over a half at plus 375. He went 0 of 2. But I mean, hey, if he's gonna continue to take them, then see what I'm saying? One of these games he's gonna hit him, man. This is a tough game for me. I can see it going either way, mainly because the Knicks are coming off back-to-back losses. I know they're pissed. They did lose to the Heat last year in the playoffs as well, so they're always gonna hate this team. But when you got the Heat in a double revenge spot at the house here, I do think that they could possibly get it done here. They got Duncan Robinson back. They have like a little bit of a size advantage. Mitchell Robinson is probably gonna play in this game, but I just feel like the Heat can really match up well with the Knicks. Like they're not a team that the Knicks can go in there and punk. The Heat are gonna play like they finna throw some haymakers with your ass as well, man. So these are two really even type of teams, in my opinion. I can see it going either way. If I had to bet it, I'd take the Heat, but I know that I'm not betting this game, guys. Let's go over to the streets of Utah in this one. Jazz getting 11.5 points at the house versus the Cavs. I think this is a Cavs spot, man. The Cavs have been coming on some losses. They've been playing bad lately. They just got smoked by 30 versus the Denver Nuggets as well. I think the Cavs could do whatever the hell they want here. John Collins out. Jordan Clarkson out. Lauri Markkanen out. You could argue they're three most important players over there. So, I mean, they don't really have much left over there. You got Donovan Mitchell coming back to Utah in this one. The Cavs coming off, like I say, coming off a 30-point loss. They've only won 4 of their last 10 games. They've only covered 3 of their last 10 games as well. Some tough competition in there as well, though. There was one game that had me worried. When you lose to the Hornets, I know it was they had just beat them by 23 points, but then they went to Charlotte, and as 9.5-point favorites, they lost their game by 7 points. That was a little worrisome. Everybody else they've been playing is really tough competition. Philly, Denver, Miami, Minnesota, Miami again, the Pacers, the Rockets when they were red hot, the Pelicans. So they've been playing some really tough teams. Now they go up against a Jazz team who, like, I don't really see why they're doing the tanking. They don't really have a ton to gain from it, but maybe they're just, because I believe they are tied with the Nets right now at 29 wins. So maybe they just want to make sure that they have like the 8th worst record or something like that. I'm not sure what they're doing. They've lost 9 straight. They could put up some fight in some games, almost beat the Rockets. And then it's like last few minutes, go back and watch the game. They just didn't want to win, man. It's crazy. I think the Cavs could do whatever the hell they want in this game, man. It should be a first half full game spot for the Cavs. I would probably take the team total over before I even laid the points, just so you don't worry about any fishy shit. But I think Cavs team total over, let me see, it's like one, it should be like 112. Should be the right side in this game. Let me just see. Damn, it went up overnight. It was 112 last night. It's up to 115 now. Shit. But I still think the Cavs are the right side in this game. Maybe that's telling us even more that the Cavs definitely probably put up 120 points on these Jazz tonight, man. So I think this is a total Cavs game, and the spread went up from, they're still 11.5 out there, but mainly minus 12. Some money coming in on the Cavs. I think the Cavs could win this game by 20 if they want to, and I think they want to. They need to get the bad taste out of their mouth. Donovan Mitchell always likes coming back to Utah as well. This is a Cavs type of spot here in my opinion, but Mitchell has really like he hadn't really showed that he's all the way back from his injury yet. Because I know last game it was a horrible game versus Minnesota, but the Timberwolves are a really great defensive team. You can't put that too much on them. This is a Cavs spot here, to be honest with you. Let's go over to the streets of Minnesota in this one. This line is down to 7.5. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what to do with this game. I know people are gonna fall in love with the Rockets here. Seems like it's a heavy spread. Rockets, like they had their win streak. They took that loss, got smoked by the Mavs as well. This is the problem, though. Wolves, back-to-back home games, they're coming off a bad loss as well. So they're looking to bounce back as well. Rudy Gobert has a major advantage in this game. Naz Reid has a major advantage in this game. They've owned the Rockets. They've won 9 of their last 10 matchups versus the Rockets and 8 of the last 10 as well. So I feel like if the Rockets are going to be competitive in this game, that means that they're going to come in here and play really great defense. Like these are two great defensive teams slugging it out. The Wolves can show some inefficiencies with their offense. Like if they put Dylan Brooks on Anthony Edwards and can somewhat kind of contain him, hold him to 20, 25 points, Wolves might struggle to score here. They do have a good advantage, like with guys like Michael Conley going up against Van Fleet. He could have a great game. Jalen McDaniels could have a great game as well. But this is a game that you probably just look towards the under in this one, man, because like I say, the Rockets are going to come in here and play great defense. They just gave up 125 versus the Mavs. See what I'm saying? The Wolves just lost outright as 8.5-point favorites versus the Bulls, and they were pissed the F off after that game as well. And they should have been, you see what I'm saying? But that was a clear letdown spot after coming off a big win versus the Nuggets. Clear letdown spot versus the Bulls. And knowing they had nothing. Like they only scored 101 points. You see what I'm saying? So this is a tough game for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think that Rudy Gobert, I looked at his rebounds. You can get 13.5 at -135 or 14.5 at even money. I do think Gobert could go for 15 rebounds in this one. As long as he doesn't have like foul trouble in this one, he's gonna soar over these guys. And the only one he really got to worry about is Zor Thompson taking the boards from him. But Jabari Smith Jr. is probably a little bit too small of a center to be going up against Rudy Gobert in this particular game, man. So his rebounds are high as hell, but he's coming off a game where he only had 10 rebounds, which is kind of bad for him. I really feel like Gobert rebounds is probably a better look here, and I'd also lean to the under. The side, I have no idea, to be perfectly honest with you, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Sacramento in this one. Kings getting 2 points at the house versus the Clippers. I want to take the Clippers here, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to take the Clippers. For whatever reason, I feel like the Kings, man, they might even slide to the 9th seed, bro. Like for real, they might slide to the 9th seed. Obviously, they're missing Malik Monk. I still think you could take Malik Monk to get 6 man a year. I still think he got this shit locked up. The Lakers keep winning. They're only a game and a half back from the Kings. See what I'm saying? So if they want to make sure that the Lakers are in the playoffs, I know the Lakers-Warriors play-in tournament game would get a ton of views, but if like say if it was Suns, say if it was Kings and Lakers in the playoff series, Lakers go ahead and win. They'll win. They get like guaranteed into the playoffs. Then the Kings have to play the Warriors or something like that. I feel like there could possibly be a pathway for the Warriors to try to get in there, man. Now obviously they would need, so what they would need was be the Pelicans. The Suns would have to get up to 6, then Pelicans drop down to like 7. And then the Kings drop down to 9, 10. I can see a scenario where Kings play the Warriors, Pelicans play the Lakers. And I know it'd be crazy if the Pelicans miss the playoffs, but I'm just trying to see a pathway here for the Warriors to possibly get in there. It's really long shot for the Warriors to get in there, but it's not out of the norm. Because if Warriors play the Lakers, they're probably gonna lose that game. But if they play the Kings or the Pelicans or maybe even the Suns, it might be a pathway for the Warriors to get in there, man. I still think that there's merit for them boys to get in there. But regards to that, I think the Kings might fuck around and miss the playoffs. And I said this like a month ago, and this was when they was like at -6. Now they're missing their second biggest closer, Malik Monk. If you watch Kings games, we know Fox and Sabonis are guaranteed. They could combine for 80 points, and the Kings still don't really have enough out there. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, they would need Keegan Murray to knock down some threes, but Monk, he was a closer for them. They're really going to miss him for the rest of the season. I still think he's going to win 6 man a year, but the Kings are going to miss him. Clippers are coming from East Coast 3-game road trip and then come over here, but they've lost. They did lose their last matchup versus the Kings and got smoked as well. So they won the first 2 matchups, lost the last one. This is a tough game for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a tough game. I do think the Clippers are the right size. Just it's really hard to trust them, man, especially versus some younger teams. Because you look at the Clippers, they're actually kind of old. Like low key, they're kind of old as shit. You boys kind of turning into dirt. You see what I'm saying? But they do got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Norman Powell. Like they have the much deeper team. They have the much deeper team. I know at the last game they got blown out as well in Sacramento, so I know that they want to win. I believe it was in Sacramento. I know that they want to win this game. They're so inconsistent, man. Like they was up by like 20 versus the Hornets, and before you know it was like a 7-point game. Now the last game they got blown out at the house in LA, 123-107. Never win that game. Like they literally got smoked from the get-go. They were up 3 at the end of the first quarter, and then the Kings just put it on them. They were up 7 at the end of the first half, and then never really looked back. You see what I'm saying? So it's a tough game for me. James Harden be bullshitting Israel. Let me know if somebody saw him at the strip club or something. You see what I'm saying? But I do think that the Clippers, it's Clippers or nothing for me here. I know that the Kings are a much younger team, but without Malik Monk, I have no confidence in the Kings to be able to get this done for the full 48 minutes. Remember, they were up 15 versus the Mavs as well, and then end up losing that game. They're going to miss Monk as the closer there. I'd lean Clippers in that game. Last game up, let's go over to the streets of Golden State and some Warriors, land a point at the house versus the Mavs. Really great game to watch. I can see it going either way. Neither one of these teams you should be betting against right now. Neither one of these teams, and unfortunately, they're playing against each other. I can see this sneakily being an under game, but I do think that Lively might be out, and that could hurt their chances as well because Kleba is not necessarily like the rim protector as Lively is. I do think that Lively is going to be out, and that could potentially hurt the Mavs in this particular spot. But I know that Luka is going to at least try to get his 10 rebounds in this game. I took Luka over his rebounds, over 9.5. Props can be really fickle, guys. Like anything can happen. It could be an injury, anything like that. But I do trust Luka's rebounds more than his assists. Like he's at minus 600 to get a double-double. I trust the rebounds more than assists. Assists, you need your teammates to knock down shots. You need help. Sometimes Luka will pass the ball in, then they'll pass it out somewhere else. I could be seeing him get mad. Rebounds, it's all on him. He'll guard the worst shooter on the floor, and then he'll stay close to the basket, make sure he get those rebounds. Obviously, he's trying to build his MVP portfolio. Obviously, he's trying to get a 30-point triple-double every single game. I think Luka's over his 9.5 rebounds is a really good look in this game. Last game on March 13th, he only had he only had 3 rebounds versus the Warriors, guys. So if you don't want to take it, I can't talk you off, but this is one of the games that I feel a little bit. This is one of the spots that I feel a little bit more comfortable with taking Luka to continue the stat pad. Whether this should be a closely contested game, he should play like 35 to 40 minutes. I think Luka is not losing this game, not coming out of this game until he gets 10 rebounds. So I will take Luka. I already took Luka over his 9.5 rebounds at minus 135, my guys. That's the show, man. Let me get up out of here. Yeah, he hadn't had 10 rebounds versus the Warriors in his last 3 games, but he is starting to in their last 3 matchups. But he is really starting to play like a different style of defense. They're hiding him on defense. As well, and I just know that he's staying close to the baskets to try to get the boards. But like I say, props can be really fickle, guys. I don't even really like to go official with props, to be perfectly honest with you. So it's up to you. I like Luka's over his 9.5 rebounds. I like Bucks team total over as well. If I'm betting that Raptors Lakers game, I'd be looking towards Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett over their props and Owen. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Bucks covered their full game spread as well, but I do like team total a little bit better. Heavily lean to Sixers plus a 2.5. I do not think that Maxey is missing this game. Knicks Heat, really tough one. Maybe look towards the under, but I do lean towards the Heat. Cavs Jazz. I think the Cavs first half full game and their team total over is the right size there. Rockets Wolves. I think that Gobert over his 13.5 rebounds, minus 135 is a really good look. And the full game team total under. Heavily lean towards the Clippers as well. And then Mavs Warriors. I wouldn't be surprised if Warriors got the job done. I know everybody's going to take the Mavs here. Mavs are the better team. I'll tell you this straight up. But some tells me that Kuminga probably comes back here for the Warriors. It's a huge game at the house. I think the Warriors could possibly get the job done here. They're playing a lot better basketball right now. They've went through like waves this whole season, playing really good, and they play really bad. Now they're on the up and up. Now they're heading up the roller coaster. You see what I'm saying? Or I guess you could say down there because they're heading with momentum, whatever. But Warriors are playing really good basketball right now, man. It's some tough slates. These are some of the toughest games in the NBA, guys. The last 7-8 games, the motivation is really sketchy. Some of these teams literally don't want to win. Guys like teams like the Jazz, like the Raptors, the Wizards. These teams just don't want to win. But you got other teams that are like getting ready for the playoffs, and they do. Sometimes they can overlook these teams as well, man. So just be careful with the NBA. I can't talk you guys off waiting until the playoffs, guys. Like when we know all the motivation is equal. Everybody's trying to win. Everybody's playing hard. hard. I can't talk you off there as well, my guys. But it's all love. I come on here and break the games down for you guys. Go check out the Action Network app as well. If you guys like baseball, you like to bet college basketball, women's college basketball, whatever. There's a ton of actionable info over there on Action Network. It's all free as well. Go download it. Drop a like on the video as well, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's get this cash. We out, my guys. Let's go.